Hello, I'm Clint Stevens. I am the Educational Technology Integration Specialist at Southwest Educational Development Center. SEDC is how a lot of people know us by. And I'm here to introduce and walk you through our updated digital citizenship lessons and interactive activities for all grades K through 12. We've done a little updating of our digital citizenship resources due to a couple of factors. One, common sense education, the curriculum in which our lessons are based on, have done a lot of updating, realignment, retheming, and they've added some great additional resources that I'll go through here in a minute. We've also changed contracts from Pear Deck for our interactive slides and formative assessment to Nearpod, which has been made available through a statewide contract through the Utah Education Network, UEN. So those three factors together brought us to the need to update our resources, and they can all be accessed at sedck12.org/digcit, D-I-G-C-I-T. You don't have to capitalize the D or the C, just makes it a little easier to review. All of these lessons, grades K through 12, are aligned to these 6 central themes: media balance and well-being, digital footprint and identity, cyberbullying, digital drama and hate speech, and then privacy and security, relationships and communication, and news and media literacy. In this slide deck, I have adapted or tried to reorganize the scope and sequence that's available from Common Sense Education. If you'd like to review those resources, you're welcome to. Just follow that link, and then the first time in, just follow this sign in with Google link, choose your school account, and authenticate that way. They're all free resources. You just have to have an account to get to them. A little bit of background on these resources. Again, those 6 core topics of digital citizenship. And then there's a great checklist. So if you're working for the district, you want to make sure that these lessons are being completed. You can organize this by the date and teacher and if those lessons have been completed or not. But I wanted to provide a little bit nicer access to these things. So I've created this slideshow to show you how to get to those lessons quickly, either by jumping directly to the grade level you need or jumping directly to the theme of the lesson that you need. And those are, again, organized by grade levels. And you can see here in the grades K through 1, there's not quite as many lessons as there are in later grades. And they're also available these lessons are available in bundles. You can just grab them all and put them in your library at a time in grade levels K through 2, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. The lower grades, the elementary and middle school grades, have lessons available in English and Spanish. Unfortunately, and they may still be working on these, the 9th through 12th grade lessons are not available in Spanish at this time, October of 2021. But you can see again, if I wanted to jump to 2nd grade or 3rd grade, jump quickly to the table of contents and go back to, say, 8th grade, you can see that there is a lesson for each one of those theme areas available through Nearpod or through Common Sense Education. Why the two differences? To easily access the Spanish language slides and other Spanish language resources available to you, I've linked straight to Common Sense Education. So let's take this 8th grade lesson, for example, digital media and your brain. If I follow the link for Common Sense, again, that first time I follow one of those Common Sense links, I'll need to authenticate with my Google account. But here is just some additional background on each one of these areas, the learning objectives, key vocabulary. If you only have a little bit of time to do this lesson, here's access to a quick activity or a full 45-minute lesson plan. You also have access to all of the lesson slides. They're all based in Google Slides, so you could take these and add your own questions or interactivity if you'd like to. But the reason why we take you here is that if I click on lesson slides, I have the option to view these resources in English or in Spanish. English language slides, I click English, and those slides open up in Google. If I want to see or use the Spanish language version, click the Spanish button and open. And then there is that same lesson in fully translated for you, videos in Spanish, all the text in Spanish. And so just really great information and resources there. And additionally, there's take-home activities. Again, these are all in English and Spanish, family tips, family engagement resources. And those are available, again, through those lessons K through 8. If we want to look at the upper grades, 9 through 12, you can get that whole lesson in a bundle from Nearpod. But if I open a 9th grade lesson and come down, I still have the same resources, don't have the quick lesson alternative, and then if I click lesson slides, I don't have those language options yet. I don't know if those are being developed or not, but those are the resources that we have available to us. Accessing these lesson bundles, let's come back. I'll show you the 8th grade. Access the 6th through 8th lesson. Click on the English language version. Again, the first time I access this, the Nearpod links, they will ask me to log in and authenticate or sign in for these resources. So I'll click sign in. And again, if you're a teacher in Utah, you should be able to click sign in with Google and again, choose your school email account, and that should get you in. The way you check to make sure is if you click on your profile up here and it says Premium Plus there, and you also have access to the Digital Citizenship and Literacy Library there, that will get you to all of the Nearpod resources. So now that I've logged in, I can come back to the slides, click on that English language bundle, and it'll take me right to the entire lesson bundle for all those grades. Again, I can jump right to each individual lesson, click here to see the full bundle content, and you can just click and add them directly to your lesson library, or you can preview each one as you go. And so the reason to preview it, you always should make sure that you preview, even though we're recommending these resources, you should always make sure that you preview a lesson before you give it to your students. But if I want to take a look, Finding Balance in a Digital World, I can click on that. It'll let me preview that lesson. And then the next step to actually present these is you need to add these lessons to your library. You can either do it one-on-one, one by one, or if you want to add them all as a bundle to have, you need to add them to your library before you can actually launch the lesson and assign it to your students. So now I've got this Finding Balance in a Digital World, grade 6. If I click back here for my Nearpod library, I will see that lesson here waiting for me to assign to my students. I've got 2 ways to do that. I can do either live participation or student paced. Live participation, I click that link and I have a code and a lesson link there. I can have my students, we've got the link here on the webpage, join.nearpod.com, and then they put in this 5-digit code to access that lesson. If you're a Google Classroom user, you can click that Google Classroom button there, and it will let you sign that straight to your students. If you're using another LMS, you can click this copy link and access or share that link with your students. If you're a Canvas user, these lessons integrate super well with Canvas. Adding one of these digital citizenship Nearpod lessons in Canvas is great. One advantage is your students don't have to open up another tab, don't have to log in to another account. If they're in Canvas, it'll get them right into the lesson and put their name in, and it's nice and easy. To create a lesson for you, it's pretty simple. If you just go to assignments, or if you build your assignments in modules, click plus assignment. I'll pause the video while I put in the name of the assignment. All right, I've given my lesson a title. I don't really need to put anything in the body here because that'll come with the assignment type I add. If I want to assign points to it, I can do that. But the key here is to come down here to submission type and choose external tool. I'll then go to find and find Nearpod in the list here. The first time you open Nearpod within Canvas, it'll ask you to connect your Nearpod account with your Canvas account. And if your lesson was the last thing you added to your library, it should be right here. I'll choose live participation. If you want to give this as a self-paced homework assignment or enrichment for your students, you can add it as student-paced, but I'll choose live participation. Then it comes back to this option here, and it doesn't look like anything happened, but just trust it and click select. You'll see a Nearpod link in there. Give it a due date. I'll make it due next Friday, and save and publish. And when I've done that, when the lesson preview comes back up, you can see that it's there for me in teacher mode. I've got the ability to advance through the slides. When the students access it, I'll go to student view quickly here. They will see the lesson here. They'll have the option. They'll have their name in there already. Mine will show as test student. If they want to put in an optional nickname, I won't even let them. But I'll click join lesson, and then again, it's waiting for the teacher to advance through those slides. If it's a student-paced lesson, they could go through at their own pace. But that's it. When they're finished with the lesson, their report goes into your lesson speed grader, so you can give them points for their participation that way. Integrates really, really well with Canvas. All right, and let's say that we've gone through that lesson. We've had our time with our students. They've engaged with the content, and I'd like to see the reports. So if I come here to Nearpod and choose End the Session, that will log all the students out and finish up the assignment, and it will take me back to my Nearpod library. And then to see my student interactions with that, I can either come over here to Reports on the left-hand side, or to get to the specific one for that lesson, I just click on the three dots and click Reports. And then I can choose from the different sessions that I had, and I had one student interact with that. I didn't do much on that, but if I click that, it'll come here and show me all the different questions that are in that lesson, the open-ended questions, the draughts, the matching pairs, and if I open that, I can see all my students and how many matches they did. I can see exactly what they did on all of those parts of that lesson. So a really great tool. Again, if you're using this in Canvas, each individual student report will go straight into the Canvas speed grader, or you can review how they did in Nearpod through the reports area. One other way we've provided for you to go through these lessons is via this list of lessons by grades and themes. From the digital citizenship page, it's also this link here, Scope and Sequence Google Doc. I'll open it from here, and basically it's everything that's in that slideshow, but just in a fast to access Google document. And so I can, if I click here, let's say I'm interested in the grades 6 through 8, I can click on that and it'll jump down into this document. I can access again the bundles in English or Spanish, and then there's my lessons and the Nearpod link and the Common Sense Education link. So let's look at this chatting safely online. There's the Nearpod link. I open that up and it jumps me right to a preview of that individual lesson. I can click add to my library and I'm ready to go with that lesson. Or if I click the Common Sense link, logging in the first time, it'll take me again to the Common Sense Education with resources there, quick lesson, key vocabulary, the slides, and again, all these are available in English or Spanish. So that's it. I hope this walkthrough has been helpful for you. I hope you have a great time working with your students, teaching them, and discussing these super important topics. The resources are here for any grade you teach, and hopefully these will help build, better digital citizens in our schools, and will help students with their lives and with their interactions with others in person and online. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.